Hi, I'm Dr. Keith Ryan, a chiropractor in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I wanted to talk to you about scoliosis. A lot of people will find out they've had scoliosis and they're like, oh man, what is this? Or they know they have scoliosis and they're, well shoot, what do I do with this? Well, scoliosis is basically a curve in your spine that goes side to side, this way and this way. It doesn't, rather than front to back is normal curves in your spine. But this scoliosis goes side to side. It also will have rotational qualities to it because your vertebrae line on top of each other. So as they turn from side to side, they rotate around and bend and twist as they're coming around the curves across them. You can have anything from a C curve, which looks like that, to an S curve that kind of comes across like that. And there can be a multitude of different types of things and curves that come across with them. Some people call the slightest amount of curve of scoliosis. Some people wait and call really severe curves scoliosis. But really, a scoliosis is a sideways bending of the spine either way. Now, if you have that, what do? Well, and it depends on circumstances. Sometimes you can be in a car accident or something and you've got some rotation of vertebrae out of alignment, some hips out, and it'll cause this big curve in your back. Sometimes you can correct that and the spine will completely straighten up where it's at. Sometimes though you have a curve that's really a set scoliosis. You may have been born with it. You may have acquired it over time for some particular reason. Sometimes you can have some type of accident and where you've fallen or you've turned, and it'll set this whole motion of a curve in your spine in motion, and it'll get worse and worse. Well, what we do is we align the spine to get the joints moving properly, which helps the scoliosis an immense amount. It doesn't necessarily make it straight, because you probably, once you have that scoliosis, they're usually not made straighter than what they are. Sometimes they can be completely straight if it's like the hips, like what I've talked about earlier, that are out of place. But sometimes you just have the scoliosis. What you want is, one, it not to get worse, and two, to function the way it's supposed to while you have it. So if you can get each one of those joints that are turned and rotated moving properly, then you have the scoliosis, but it doesn't cause any problem. Then the other thing you have to do when you have the scoliosis, after you have the spine aligned, is to strengthen the back. Because it's real important to have your back strengthened, and you want it to be strengthened in a means so that the spine isn't folding in on of itself, so with the curves like this, that it doesn't keep closing in and getting smaller on that side. That these muscles are pulling tight in here and the muscles that are on the back side aren't pulling. So you want to have some balance in your back and some strength. And there's good exercises that will create balance in your back so that the muscles will work properly across that. And then you're probably going to need chiropractic care continuing, because you have that big curve, and so that spine is going to tend to be out of alignment a lot just from virtue of how the spine is. But it might not be care that's very often. It just may be an occasional adjustment a few times a year that helps balance the spine across there, as long as you're doing the right exercises that help work with that. So there is really help for you with the scoliosis. It's not always that you need surgery. They'll put Harrington rods in, which are big metal rods to support it, and you don't see that very much anymore. They tend to use some big braces that are on the back and that sort of thing, but I think those are really rare that you really need those also. Ordinarily, chiropractic care and a great exercise program will go a long way to help that. Thank you very much.